Hi there, welcome to Best Theme Park Adventure. Today we're going to take you through all 4 theme parks at Universal Orlando Resort, Florida. We're going to start off in Epic Universe, then head over to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, followed by Volcano Bay. If you've got any questions or comments, please pop them in the comments section below. We've been to all 4 parks recently and we'd love to help you out. Anyway, enjoy.
Oh my god, like, I can't even put it into words.
So you enjoyed it then?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Would you do it again?
100%, yeah. Not right now.
Should we do it again later?
That was insane.
How is it compared to Velocicoaster?
Honestly, it makes Velocicoaster seem like Big Thunder Mountain.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, I've just got off Stardust Racers and yeah, my daughter loved it, but my god, honestly, my mouth's still dry. I think I'm going to die in a minute. It was, yeah, Velocicoaster's nothing compared to that. The way the humps and bumps go through it and all the twists and inverted, you know, everything in it. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely fantastic ride. Definitely worth the wait. And we got on in 10 minutes, so that's absolutely awesome. Hopefully we'll get to do it again later. Okay, so here we go, we're going to head over to Dark Universe. Go in there and see if we can get on Monsters Unchained. Looking pretty awesome behind me. There we go. Okay, let's go, see if we can see the monsters. It's alive, it's alive. Yeah, let's go see if it's alive, shall we? The smoking graves of the ancestors. Welcome to Darkmoor, the scariest place in Epic Universe. With monsters and ghouls and beasties around every corner. Aha, nice empty coffin. Let's tie my daughter in there so that if the vampire Dracula bites her, she has somewhere to sleep. Yeah, it's a bit big, isn't it? Oh well. Ooh, oh, someone's escaped from there. My goodness. Yeah, that's not just the least bit creepy, is it? Darkmoor.
Dig up the body! Yeah, dig up the body. So how do you dig up a body?
The Eagle's got a trainee with him.
No! The Eagles are very doubles, no. Yes, yes. All right, do it again. Okay. Throw the switch. Pick up the button. Throw a switch. Hoist the lift. Hoist the lift. Hoist the lift. Throw the switch. Keep going. Throw the switch.
I think Igor's a bit of a slave driver. I don't know, Emily, do you want to work for Igor? He looks like a bit of a slave driver to me.
Yeah, I think I might pass.
I must see your teeth. Woo! You brush every day? No. You been to the dentist? Yes. All right, see? You must have gross teeth and teeth are pretty. Yes,
Okay, so he's
yes.
telling you not to brush your teeth every day if you want to work as an Igor.
Okay,
That's cool.
Come back.
Great for kids.
Okay, let's venture into Darkmoor and explore the dark universe within.
Pretty much scarier at night, so we'll definitely come back tonight and have a look when it's dark. That's scary. And somebody's howling over there. Here we've got Dr. Septimus's Pretorius Scientific Oddities for sale. I'm not sure if I want Septimus's gifts, to be honest.
And he ventured to go on a stroll with her that evening. He said, "It would be acceptable for me to go with you alone." So she brought her friend Jenny along. The moon was bright in the woods that night, and from the heart of the forest, we heard a haunting melody. They followed the music to a lonely wagon camp where they met a mystic.
Here we have a nice smoking well. I have no idea why it's smoking, but it's spooky. Okay, let's have a look around Das Steakhouse and see what's in here. This is looking a bit creepy. Ooh, a horrific looking child. I think she might be undead. Yes, it looks like a nice place to come and enjoy a light bite. I think the perfect ambience for the horror fans to come and enjoy something tasty to eat. That nice bank of freestyle machines for those wise enough to invest in a cup. Let's have a look outside. I think this is probably going to be an outside seating area when the park's fully operational, but it's very creepy around here. The skeletons and monsters. The Three Stooges. Yeah, there's three very creepy looking eerie monsters in the wall up here. Keep an eye on you while you eat and make sure you enjoy your food. I think the last one got staked. Talking of freestyle cups, that's the Epic Universe one. Pretty awesome for $20 and a great souvenir. Had to buy it. This is a regular hangout for Mr. Invisible. The Invisible Man. There he is. Which obviously we can see because he's got his bandages on. Because otherwise it wouldn't be much of a meet and greet and photo op if you couldn't see him. And here we have Frankenstein Manor, housing Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Hosted by the beautiful but deadly Victoria Frankenstein. Okay, well, after telling everybody not to brush their teeth if they want to work as an eagle, he did come over to me when I stopped filming and said, yeah, I had a lovely cranium, but I should go to the shop off the road and buy a nice werewolf wig to cover it. So I'm off there now, yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking it's time to do Monsters Unchained. I'm just going to wait for Emily to get back, and then we're going to get on it.
lies ahead. Now is the time to abandon hope.
I agree, you delightful freak. Sadly, this is not that kind of experiment. Look closely. This is a catacombs navigation unit. All you little lab rats and your little lab rat friends get to ride one. Use it. Ye go steers. Nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't look at that. This is just the emergency return function. According to plan. Your father contests. Send him in. Yes, doctor. The doctor will see you now.
You will witness my greatest discovery yet. Together, we will finish what my great-grandfather started. They called Henry a monster. They were afraid of what he had done. But you will see, there's nothing to fear. Show them. Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends. There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original. He is the key to our most exciting experiment. For years, I have studied and controlled the monsters that prowl the darkness. And only one remains. I will control my ultimate challenge. Count Dracula. Calm yourself. That wasn't us.
Silent creature, I restore everyone.
These two just don't get along. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. And with your help, the world will never see the name Frankenstein the same again.
I'll get another one. Keep going, mate. Just to give you a clue as to the size of this park, this is Celestial Park. I'm the other side near the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that is the Kronos at the entrance. Okay, so this is the Harry Potter portal that will take us through to the Ministry of Magic and Paris in the 1920s. If you look at that, that's a lovely portal we're going to go through in a moment. I'm going to tell you something first. There's the Elder Wand on top of that up there, look. And what I'll say about that is I've overheard from a staff member, that's a lightning rod. So if the park ever gets struck by lightning, it will get drawn towards that and a lightning bolt will come down, hit the Elder Wand and be grounded. Wouldn't that be an absolutely awesome picture? You could catch that when it lightning bolt struck.
Okay, Dolores Umbridge is one. Got some beautiful lace, look. No cats jumping out though. Oh, look at that. The wand of Dolores Umbridge.
Like that's where like I.
Okay, well that's it. We're all done in the park today. How long were we in there?
11 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm absolutely shattered. I need to go back to the hotel and get in the bed now because I am absolutely worn out. And what rides did we do?
We did Monsters Unchained, Stardust Racers, the werewolf, what was it called? The
Wolfman
The
one.
Wolfman, yes, and
Hiccups.
Wing Gliders. Or
Wing
something?
gliders, yeah, that's it, yeah. But we couldn't do the Battle in the Ministry because it was closed for the bulk of the day, wasn't it?
Yes,
So
exactly.
it does have a few issues, I think. But yeah, awesome day, great time in the park. And yeah, maybe we'll come back again. Oh, I think so.
Islands of Adventure split into 7 different lands, with Port of Entry being the main entrance, which is where we're going to start today. Although Port of Entry doesn't itself have any rides or attractions, there are several gift shops there, including the trading post and a great candy store. There are 5 food and drink locations, including Confisco Grill, sit-down table service restaurant. There's also the Croissant Moon Bakery, where you can get your pastries and coffee. And then there's Cinnabon, those lovely cinnamon rolls, and again coffee. And there's the Starbucks, where you can get your frappuccinos, cold brew, and hot coffees, along with some breakfast snacks and pastries. And finally, there's the Backwater Bar, offering a variety of refreshments. I'm not going to commentate all the way through this video, but what I am going to do is highlight the key attractions, cafes and shops in each area as we go into it. So enjoy your walk around and feel free to skip to the sections that you feel most appropriate or interested in. And I'll catch up with you shortly. Here you'll also find a board which displays the park opening hours for the day and the wait times for the rides and attractions in this park. Again, you can find that information out on the app as well, but if you haven't got it or you don't want to get your phone out, while you walk past, you can stand there for a second, have a glance and it'll tell you all the times. It's located just at the junction when you get into the park properly, where you can go left into Marvel Superhero Island, which is the way we're going to walk, or you can go right into Seuss Landing and walk around the park in an anti-clockwise direction, which we're not going to do today. If you walk straight ahead there, that's the park smoking and vaping area. Also a little area outside where you can sit down on the small low walls that are there and relax for 5 minutes if you want to. And you get a good view across the lake where you can see Velocicoaster and Hogwarts Castle along with Jurassic Park in the distance. Also a great spot for a photo opportunity where you can get the park behind you and, if you're lucky, catch Velocicoaster doing a Mosasaurus roll. It's also a great spot for viewing the incredible Hulk coaster whizzing around its track, listening to everybody screaming as it goes around. And again, fantastic spot to stop and get some photographs of the ride. You can even get that much needed selfie and possibly catch the coaster right behind you as it goes around the track. Okay, now we're going to walk over the bridge that goes underneath the Hulk coaster and head into Marvel Superhero Island. Again, another fantastic opportunity here to get some photos or see the Hulk coaster running around its track above your head. Straight in front of you, before you turn left to head towards the incredible Hulk and Stormforce Acceleratron, you'll see Cafe 4, which offers a selection of dishes at lunchtime and dinner. They also do a character meet and greet, but you've got to pre-book that if you want to get into it. And you can see the likes of Captain America, Spider-Man, possibly Doctor Doom. Depends on which characters they've got at the time. There are some water fountains and restrooms to the right as you head towards the Hulk coaster, which can be useful before you do the ride. Now, you do need to use lockers for the Hulk coaster, which are provided free of charge because you have to pass through metal detectors, and it's not the sort of ride where you want anything on your person, because it will fall out of your pocket and things will come off and possibly injure somebody or certainly get lost or damaged. So remember to grab yourself a locker before you head over to the ride. Next up, you've got Stormforce Acceleratron, which is right next to the Hulk, which is fundamentally a teacup ride. So great for anybody who likes spinning and spinning and spinning, and I do believe if you spin the wheel in the middle, you do go faster. I haven't put any on-ride footage or descriptions of the rides in this video. However, there will be a link at the end to another video which has got all the rides and attractions for Islands of Adventure in it. So by all means, if you're interested in seeing what the rides are like and hearing a bit more about them, including some descriptions, click on the link at the end and it will take you to all the rides and attractions in Islands of Adventure. Now, after you've done the Hulk and collected your belongings from your locker and Stormforce Acceleratron, if you've done that ride too, you can head back past Cafe 4 on the restrooms, walking down in the direction further into Marvel Superhero Island, and you'll pass an arcade, a couple of shops, and there's a little alleyway on the left hand side where you'll see Doctor Doom's Fear 4. This is a great fun ride for those that aren't frightened of heights, because you get to see a good view around the park, depending on which direction you're facing on the actual carriages. There is a test seat before you get on the ride, so you can actually make sure that you're comfortable and you're happy to carry on and do the ride. If you're really lucky, sometimes Doctor Doom is hanging around outside and you can do photo ops and a little meet and greet with him, and then venture onto the ride itself. As you exit the alleyway from Doctor Doom's Fear 4, you'll go back onto the main walkway through Marvel Superhero Island. Along there you'll find more shops and some refreshment stands where you can refresh yourself with ice cold lemonade. There's also a fruit stand down there as well. In the shops they've got a huge range of Marvel merchandise, ranging from pyjamas to drinks mugs and figures to collectibles and other pins and various bits and bobs. So you can take a stroll through the shops and get a bit of air conditioning, cool down a little bit in the Florida heat before you head down to the amazing adventures of Spider-Man. And there's also a face painting stand as well, for obviously free additional charge, but you can go there and you or your kids can have your face painted, and you can spend the day walking around as a tiger or Spider-Man or whatever you might fancy. Next we have The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, which is a 3D motion simulator ride, an indoor ride in the dark. It's very good and very immersive. Been refurbished late in 2024. There you can see Auntie Annie's pretzels, where you can pop over and pick yourself up a giant pretzel and some other snacks and beverages as well. And here's the fruit stand I mentioned earlier, where you can go and get yourself some nice fresh fruit. For any hardcore Marvel fan, there's a shop just around here that sells comics and figurines, statues and models, and they range from sort of $20 to $30 up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and they've got everything you could possibly think of, nearly every character I've ever seen in the shop. I've actually purchased some figurines in this shop in the past, and they are very good quality and fairly good value for the price that they sell them at. Before we leave Marvel Superhero Island, it's worth mentioning Captain America is often out and about in that area, and he'll do photo ops with you, so you can have a nice photo, nice selfie taken with him, and put that in your album when you get home. There's also Captain America's Diner opposite, which sells similar food to Cafe 4. It's a good alternative. It's around the corner, a bit quieter if Cafe 4 is busy, so you can get the same sort of food. Again, I think you can order on the mobile app as well, and so you can sit out the window and maybe watch Captain America doing meet and greets with people while you sit and have yourself a burger and chips. Walk a bit further down the street there, and then there's an ice cream stand as well that sells a nice selection of ice creams and refreshments. You'll exit Marvel Superhero Island, crossing over the emblem on the floor and into Toon Lagoon. You'll walk past some circus stroke fairground style stalls on the side, which again you can participate in for a small amount extra. Then you'll enter Toon Lagoon, and the first thing you'll see is the comic strip cafe directly in front of you. The annual pass holder store is in this area too, where you can pop in and get your free seasonal magnets and have a look at the deals they've got for annual pass holders in the shop. And refreshments are available in that room as well. There are 3 rides in this area of the park, all water rides, and there are also a selection of shops and cafes and snack kiosks available as well. The Comic Strip Cafe does a selection of burgers, pizzas and salads, and a variety of refreshments too. There's also a nice booth next to it that does cookies and cream sundaes along with a mixture of other sundaes, and cups and cones, ice cream floats and drinks. As you can see, the Universal Orlando annual pass holder store is just under the giant Betty Boop. Caution while walking through this part of the park, because there are lots of little things that spurt and spray water at you or over you as you walk past or underneath them, as you can see here. Great fun for the kids on a hot summer Florida day, or even a hot winter Florida day, because it's always sunny in Florida. There are several shops in Toon Lagoon and snack kiosks, as well as the food establishments where you can go and buy your merchandise and gifts and souvenirs. And of course it's all themed. Here we've even got Betty Boop merchandise, including t-shirts, college jackets, and I think there's lounge fly bags, purses, luggage tags, all sorts of things. And of course, if you still want to use them, there's plenty of different lanyards available, featuring different themes from around the parks. As you come up to a little intersection where it splits 2 ways, one to carry on through Toon Lagoon and the other way to go over to Popeye's Bilge Barge Rats and Mr. Wimpy's Burger Bar. There's also a restaurant called Blondie's on the left hand side on the corner, which we're going to have a quick look in now. Blondie sells a range of lunchtime style snacks and beverages. I believe they do a hot dog as well. As you leave Blondie's, you'll see the intersection with a statue of Popeye in the middle. If you go straight over there, you'll head over towards Popeye's Bilge Barge Rats, Mr. Wimpy's Burger Bar, and there's a little kids play area, Miss Ship the Olive there as well. There's also a popcorn stand on the corner and a couple of other snack kiosks. Here we have Mr. Wimpy's that does very popular burgers and fries. There's also Dole Whip available there that you can get in, I think, 2 or 3 different types, and you can have that in a cone or a cup, I believe. But again, Dole Whip, nice and refreshing on a hot summer Florida day. Here you've got one of the donut-shaped barges that you go in, and Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Barge Rats. Again, it's a light rapids ride, so you will definitely get wet while you go on it. Next we've got Miss Ship the Olive, which is a little kids play area where they can go and explore, and if they go up to the top deck, I think for $1 they can use the water cannons to spray people in the Popeye's Bilge Barge Rat barges, which is what's coming up next, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat barges. It's a good fun ride where you're sat in large round donut shaped barges in groups of 12 people. There's a plastic covered area in the centre where you can put your bags and belongings so they don't get completely drenched, because you will get very wet on it. It's a sort of very mild, rapid style ride, so you get flung about a little bit and you get sprayed by water cannons and other things as you go around. There is a lap belt required for the ride. As you leave the area where Popeye and Blueto's Bill's Rat barges are, and Mr. Wimpy's and Miss Ship the Olive, you'll come back to the little intersection with Popeye, at which point you turn right and you'll come past these areas here where there's some more restrooms, more gift shops, and also areas for refreshments and snacks. There's one shop called What's the Matter You, which we're going to have a quick peek in now. And as you can see, it's got a whole range of items. The usual sort of thing: t-shirts, cuddly toys, key rings, cups, and there's a section here with Shrek as well, and Donkey, and Shrek related paraphernalia you can purchase as well. And we've got a couple more snack and drink stands ahead of us, and one more ride before we leave Toon Lagoon. And of course that ride is Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls is a sort of parody of the old Splash Mountain that's in Magic Kingdom, or was in Magic Kingdom, which has now been replaced by Tiana's Bay of Adventure. It's a fun little ride to do. It's a slow-going boat ride, very high up, so you get a good view of the park. But then there's a nice big drop at the end, and that's when you get absolutely sodden and drenched at the bottom. Anyway, you'll see in a moment. As you can see, you will get very wet on this ride, so if you plan to stay dry on your day in the park, probably not the ride for you. However, it's great fun, and if you're hot, it will definitely cool you down. And that's it for Toon Lagoon, so we're going to make our way down the path past a couple more snack and beverage huts. The next area we'll come to is Skull Island and Jurassic Park, and the first ride is Skull Island Reign of Kong. This is an immersive simulator ride where you actually go in a large truck and you travel through an area where you get attacked by dinosaurs and Kong comes to your rescue. It's a very good 3D simulator, and it's worth a go.
Waiting, so I'm taking you directly in the main cave system.
Joe, how's the roof back there?
Hold on, I'm gonna be quiet. Never mind.
After you've survived the reign of Kong, then you continue on past a few other gift and snack stands, and you'll get to the main Jurassic Park area. Well, there's the Jurassic Park Discovery Centre. There's also some photo opportunities along the way with some memorabilia from the Jurassic Park movies. The Jeep's actually an original prop set piece from the original Jurassic Park film. There's some cafes and restaurants and snack places. The Burger Digs, obviously, it sells burgers. Again, I think you can mobile order for that one. And if you go in the Discovery Centre, there's quite a few things for the kids to do downstairs. Some large-scale dinosaurs and some other interesting bits in there as well. Again, lots of entertaining things for the kids to do down here. There's a nursery where they can help hatch a baby dinosaur. using the little computer pads that they've got access to there. They pick their DNA and everything else to actually create it. There's also some additional lockers down here if you want to hire a locker for the day. I think it's around about $20. Okay, and just outside the back of the Discovery Centre takes us to Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster is probably the most popular, if not one of the most popular rides in Orlando at the moment. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's got lots of inversions, loops, twists and turns, and I think you spend somewhere in the region of about 12 seconds upside down. So yeah, it's awesome if you like those kind of rides. It is a very immersive ride. The pre-show you get has got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in it from the original Jurassic World films, and yeah, if you like those sort of things, it's definitely worth a go. It's terrifying but awesome at the same time. Okay, moving on. Let's carry on around the park. We'll walk further into Jurassic Park, go past a few sideshow type kiosks you can have a go at. There's also Pizza Predatoria, great stop for pizzas for around about $11. They also do beverages and soft drinks and a few other bits and bobs, Caesar salad as well. And as you carry on further around the park here, there's some gift kiosks and small souvenir huts. And on the right just here, you've got the Raptor encounter, where it's a meet and greet with Blue, the Velociraptor from Jurassic World. Universal regard it as more of a photo op. It's quite busy and it's at set times during the day, so be sure to check on the app and have a look at the actual signage outside to see when it's available.
Do not touch Blue, even if she touches you. Consequences could be fatal. Do not try to feed Blue, even as she's feeding on you. Consequences could be fatal. No! Wow, okay, she's a lot bigger than I remember. Angrier too, okay.
So moving on around the park, the next thing we'll come to after we have a walk and pass a few more kiosks, and there's a little viewing area there where you can watch Velocicoaster going around, shaped like raptor cages from the films. The next thing we'll come to is Jurassic Park River Adventure. Jurassic Park River Adventure is the third and final water ride in Islands of Adventure, and one where you won't get so wet, but the theming's nice. It's sort of a slow boat ride around looking at animatronic dinosaurs, but there is an attack from a T-Rex at the end. So if there's any nervous children, just warn them that it's obviously animatronic and it's not going to eat them. As we carry on around the park, there's a few more refreshment and snack stands, and there's Jurassic Outfitters, which is where you can go in and buy your dinosaur-related merchandise that you haven't already purchased in the Discovery Centre. They've got some nice cuddly toys and small models and all sorts of little toys that kids can play with as well. And of course the traditional sweatshirts and hoodies, t-shirts, vests, and those sort of things as well. And if you got really wet while you were on one of the water rides, you can use one of the Jumbo family dryers, which I think are about $10 each, and you can dry yourselves off ready for the next. And there's Camp Jurassic, which is a little kids play area in the park as well. There is one more kids ride in the Jurassic Park area of Islands of Adventure called Pterodon Flyers, but that's been closed for some time now, and as of February this year, Universal haven't given a reopening date for it, so it looks like it may be closed permanently. Carrying on through Jurassic Park, we're going to head over the bridge and make our way to Thunder Falls Terraced, which is another quick service restaurant selling beverages and a selection of dishes. There are various freestyle drinks machines dotted around the park, as you can see here, if you've got one of the freestyle refillable cups. A lot of the snack kiosks and stations have got refills there. And Thunder Falls Terrace is another area where you can actually mobile order your food beforehand and get there and hopefully it's ready. Just remember to let them know on the app that you actually arrived, or they won't know you're there and so they won't make your food up. Here we've got another photo op with a lovely T-Rex poking his head out of a bush, so you can do a nice scare selfie for Instagram. It's actually funny how scarily realistic these are sometimes. I actually feel like you're going to get eaten when you stood underneath it. And there's also an area here where you can get your hair braided, or get your kids' hair braided. You walk around the park with your hair all braided up for the rest of the day. And now we'll have a quick peek and give you a taste of what it looks like to come down the water slide in the boat in Jurassic Park River Adventure. There we are. Big splash. Nobody in that one, so nobody got wet. So now we'll leave the Jurassic Park area and head on over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade Village. As you cross the bridge going into Hogsmeade Village, there's a great photo opportunity for you to get a picture of Hogwarts Castle before you enter into the village. And on the left hand side is the first ride, which is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This ride is a tracked motion simulator with a robotic arm that moves your carriage up and down and around, which is synchronized with the visual and audio effects. It's an extremely immersive ride with great theming all the way through. However, it has been known to cause motion sickness for people that suffer from it. So if you do and you want to do the ride, be prepared and take something at least half an hour before you go on the ride. After you've completed the ride and exited through the Harry Potter gift shop, it's only a short walk to the next ride we'll look at, which is Harry Potter and the Flight of the Hippogriff. This ride is classed as a junior coaster, as you only have to be 36 inches to ride it, and the ride from start to finish only lasts just over a minute. However, that does mean the queue line moves fairly quickly, and it's an ideal coaster for any novices and newbies to riding roller coasters, especially the young people, as long as they're over 36 inches. Now we'll continue on into Hogsmeade Village, where you'll see the 3 broomsticks and Honeyduke's candy store, along with a couple of food and beverage carts and a butterbeer stand. Because no trip to Hogsmeade Village can be complete without butterbeer, and they do it in so many different types now. They've got frozen butterbeer, creamed butterbeer, warm butterbeer, cold butterbeer, and I believe they do a potted butterbeer as well. There are some restrooms just here on the right hand side as you're walking through, in the direction of Honeydukes and the 3 broomsticks. On the right hand side up there is 3 broomsticks. There's some other shops along here you can look at on the way through, while you stroll through Hogsmeade Village and admire the snow-capped buildings and the ambience of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Here we have Honeyduke's sweet shop and candy store, and here's the butterbeer stand, which serves hot butterbeer or cold butterbeer, which is akin to a slushie. Next up, we've got the most popular and the newest ride in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Clever and useful they are. Right, off you go. We'll beat to the edge of the Forbidden Forest. We'll have to round up the Scroops before they set fire to anything else. They just don't know what they're doing. Oh, no, there's no need for that. Well, I think that's enough for today. You should probably head back. We'll pick this up later. The bikes will take it.
Now, once you get to the end of Hogsmeade Village, just under the archway, you've got a Hogsmeade station, which is where you catch the Hogwarts Express. That'll take you back to King's Cross Station in Universal Studios, Diagon Alley. Obviously, to use the Hogwarts Express, you need a multi-park ticket or an annual pass, because the station at the other end is in the other park. Here we have the 3 Broomsticks restaurant, with the wanted sign for Sirius Black when he was an escapee from Azkaban prison. And in there is the 3 Broomsticks, where you can get some nice light meals and beverages. one of their specialities being British style fish and chips. Lastly, here's the location of the Hogwarts Express Hogsmeade station and a short clip of the Hogwarts Express waiting to take you to the other station. In a moment you'll see the view out of one of the carriage windows. There is a different video playing going to King's Cross Station to what plays coming back to Hogsmeade from King's Cross Station. After leaving Hogsmeade you go through the Lost Continent, which doesn't have any rides anymore, but it has got one attraction. The Mystic Fountain is popular with young and old because it talks to you, answers questions, even throws up funny comments and spurts water randomly all over the place. Now is the last area of the park that we come to, Seuss Landing. This is by far the most vibrant, colourful part of the whole entire park. Seuss Landing is renowned for its bright colours and entertaining, whimsical characters. There you've got Moose Juice and Goose Juice, which sells sweetish drinks and snacks. And across the way and up the walkway a little bit, you've got a candy store that sells all sorts of candies, fudges, cupcakes, lollies, donuts, marshmallow, you name it, they've got it. We'll have a quick look at some of the delicacies they've got to offer. Well, I think they've probably got enough candy to keep just about anybody satisfied, I would think. Okay, so we'll head back out onto the main street, and then we've got the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train ride next. I don't think there's a height requirement for this ride, but it may be that anybody under 36 inches needs to be accompanied by an adult for safety reasons, but you'll have to check that on the ride. Here we've got an ice cream stand that does sundaes on a stick and waffle cones, I do believe. Very nice, very refreshing on a hot Orlando day. And next up is the carousel, or merry-go-round, whichever you prefer to call it. A bit further down the walkway, you've got Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous. Plenty of seating inside and air conditioning, all nicely themed to Dr. Seuss, with a selection of food and beverages available. Coming up next, you've got One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, which is a vertical lift merry-go-round. Again, suitable for the young and old. I do remember some years ago my daughter going on it, and I believe there's a lever on there that you can push up and down so you can actually move your carriage up and down as well as it rotates. Now as we're coming towards the end of Seuss Landing, we've got the Cat in the Hat ride.
Make that cat go away. You do not want to play. He should not be alive. I'm the cat with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. And things oh, something in the cup of the play.
Again, there are plenty of snack and beverage carts while you're walking through Seuss Landing as well, and also a couple of candy stores, shops, and some ice cream and sundae windows that you can purchase stuff from as well. We'll have a quick look at this crazy Cat in the Hat shop. And last but not least in Seuss Landing, you've got the green eggs and ham food stand where you can pick up tater tots with a couple of different toppings, pepperoni I think they do, and possibly a chicken topping. But yeah, it's around about $10-11 for a good sized portion, so pretty good value for money. Okay, that brings us to the end of Seuss Landing, which means it brings us pretty much right back to the port of entry and the end of our tour of Islands of Adventure today. So now we'll head back through City Walk and walk over to Universal Studios.
big old rock sitting on a hollow stump. I got so many women, I don't know which way to jump. Last time, everyone, put your hands up. Well, flip, flop, flop.
The party's over. Shut up. Sickens me, earth germ.
Do you know where the name comes from? Why they're called the cannons?
Why is that?
But they're so awful, they should all be fired.
I love the ice cream. The only problem is it goes right through me. You have a 1, 2, 3.
Fireworks for my brothers Fred and George.
Dilwys, what are you doing here?
This is my office, Lord Dad. The question is, what are you doing here?
I was about to show our new clients the vault. I was just getting the keys.
Well, I moved them. All you have to do is ask. At your keys.
How did you get in here? We haven't seen
Well,
you.
don't let me keep you from your tour. I just need to pick up a few things and I'll be on my way. You haven't seen me. Actually, if you don't mind, I'll join you on your tour. We can all leave together. I'll meet you at your cast.
What are we talking about? Let's get to it. Now, listen to me. The passage to your left will take you to a pair of lifts. The lifts will take you down to the cast station. There you will board the cart for the journey to the vault beneath the living gods. I'll see you down there.
I'd like to describe the journey to the vault as a high-speed roller coaster ride with sudden and dramatic acceleration. Climb. You must be at least 42 inches in height to ride, unless you are an object.
I know you've seen Harry Potter. He was in your vault, Bellatrix.
I thought I got rid of you, Muggle-Wuggle. Where did he go?
That's a little dose of pain to help you remember.
Yes. Or we'll destroy you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wizarding World is filled with tales of courage,
Gallantry,
friendship, hope, and explosions!
I meant love.